Hello, good morning, good morning. Welcome back, everybody. Let's get it. Yeah, so we got this analysis here play out from pre-London session. From pre-London session, we took a sell here, expecting price to come down to fill this range. To fill this range down towards, you know, like 41.97 over here. 41.97. So it looks like price has already done this. Let's see. Did anybody manage to scale in just when I secured 22 pips at that drop? It's a good day to sell because of all this kind of tension that we're having between US and Iran. Apparently Iran shot down a helicopter and, you know, then the US retaliated. Now Iran's retaliating again. Oh, nice. Yeah, you see? When you understand why price is moving down, you're going to have those macros on your back. So, you know, you're going to have a much higher probability trade. This kind of confused me in the morning. I was like, why is price moving up? Then I checked the daily percent and we were down like 1%. Now I'm like, okay, you know, we still have this tension going on. So I think this is just some kind of a retracement over here. But at first I thought maybe we were going to start moving bullish. But, you know, overall the daily was coming down. The daily time frame was coming down. So yeah, this is what we love to see. You know, it's making sense. It makes sense. But let's wait and see because this hourly here is already dropped. I don't think I can get stuck in. Oh man, the hourly's already moved. It's moved. How many pips from the open? About 250 pips. Yeah, it's gonna be a little tricky. I think the best option would be like if we could get some kind of a retracement first. So W morning, yeah. Especially if you've been looking out for themselves. Especially if you've been looking for those sells. Holy, but you know, like it was fluctuating a lot though during pre-London. It was trying to shake out a lot of traders. It wasn't a smooth unfortunately. Like even my trade, I freaking closed 4%, then it pulled back on me 1%. Then I secured 3%. That was kind of annoying, but it is what it is. On two funded in a live account. What is this? Oh, nice. Took a sell over here. Wait, let me pull this. Oh, the W's in their shot. Yeah, you see, these kind of conditions are the best for funded accounts. The thing is, like, you gotta be very, very selective of the type of trades and days that you're trading. For me personally, I love these days where we're following macroeconomics, like whether like tensions are gonna increase or we're gonna have rate decisions, because it's just much more like predictable, you know. Like you'll see price being moving up if you got interest rate hikes on the dollar, then you would see gold moving ideally bullish. Right, hold on. I'm trying to get my head on straight, because this whole situation has confused me so much, because everything's inverted now. When war's increasing, gold is going down, whereas usually gold should be going up when war is increasing. So when we cut rates, gold goes up. When we hike rates, gold goes down. Yeah, so you see, like when we're gonna hike a rate, for example, in the USD, then you know the next day, man, that volume is gonna go down. It's gonna go down. And it makes it so easy to catch like these bomber cluts. Because essentially that's what you're trying to catch when you're trying to pass challenges. You need that extension. And that's what the macros provide you. They're gonna provide you that extension. Like more predictably for sure. So just as long as you understand why your cells may be playing out here today, then that's like really important, rather than just thinking it's technical, because every day is going to be slightly different. Go to 4,000. Yeah, Goldie to 4K maybe. See that daily time frame? It's heading to fill this wick over here. So yeah, I think like 4K could be that really key psychological mark. We're currently trading out 4,200. Man, it's like I want to take a sell, but this hourly has already moved so much, but we could keep dumping. You know, it's like one of those days where you'll be surprised to see this hourly do a lot more, is to create like a support over there. Because look, if we measure this hourly, that's done 280 pips. Measure this other hourly here, that did 364. And then I think there are even bigger ones that came in during the Asia session. Oh, that was yesterday's New York session. Oh wait, no, that was yesterday's, yeah, New York session. We had a much bigger. You see, like these candles in principle could keep moving. They could keep moving. You might even find like a potential sell somewhere around here. It creates like some kind of a support. It plays around that area for a bit, coming in at the bottom of the range. Though that would be the thing to consider. But I would still say there's a higher probability that it sells than it buys. Oh wow, look at that, man. Beautiful pullback right at the last 2 seconds. Man, you see how fast the market conditions change? One moment you're looking for a buy, next moment you're looking for a sell. One moment you think candle's gonna close support, next moment it pulls up. Man, that ripped up like how many pips in like 2-3 seconds? It just did like 36 pips in 2-3 seconds. Imagine that. And we got 20 pip stop losses. But you see, when we're getting in areas of high confluence, then you know we should get the push at least first in our direction. But yeah, I mean, this could be a potential move. This could be a potential move. See if there's going to be any liquidity grabs. All I know is that price is selling right now. That's all that I know. And that's the only information that I know. I don't know anything about no fair value gaps or or whatever the case. Maybe institutions are buying over here because it's Sunday lows. I don't know anything about that. All I know is that there's tension. All I know is order flow is bearish and the daily is moving down 2%. So I can only trade what I know for sure. A lot of people that trade wishful trading, you know, they have wishful trades. They have all this kind of wishful thinking. Always wishing for something, you know, like even if you catch a buy over here, you know, awesome. Made some money, perfect. But the important thing is like you gotta know like why and what it is that you're doing, right? Have you ever watched those compilations of traders blowing accounts? Most of the time they're just counter trending. You can clearly see the market's doing something like that, right? And then they're taking a buy somewhere and they're just counter trending. Looks like it's going for that retracement rather, because I think we're at the bottom of the range. Nice orders coming in though. Nice activity. Bro, I can't stop blowing accounts. How to stop it? Trade with the trend. That's a start. Trade with the hourly candle. How the hourly candle is moving. You see like this hourly candle here? It's moving bearish, and also manage your risk. Don't overtrade. Stick to 1 or 2 trades a day. 1 or 2 trades a day, risking, you know, maybe something like maybe 2% a trade, 1% a trade. That's how you gotta know when to call it a day. When you're done with your 1 or 2 trades, or you hit your daily drawdown, maybe that's 2%. So if you lose 2%, then you know, call it a day. If you're trying to flip an account, 5% maximum. Don't go over 5%. That gives you like 20 trades before blowing the account. Now, if you're still blowing an account, taking 5% a trade, taking 1 trade a day, then you just need to learn how to trade. It means that you just don't know how to trade. You know, the thing with trading is we're pretty good at tricking ourselves that we know how to trade. So we're gonna have like maybe 2 weeks, pretty good 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe even a month, good month. Heck, maybe even have 2 good months, and then we go back to that phase again of, man, am I still learning? I thought I was done with learning. When the PNL starts to drop back again. We're really good at tricking ourselves. Like I was also tricking myself a lot of the times, telling myself that my account size was a problem, why I was not profitable. I was really good at playing that trick on me, on my psychology. I always just say the account was a problem. You got it now? Have you finally got it? When I got the account to the size I wanted it to be, I was still not profitable. It's like in Whiplash. Remember that scene in the movie when the guy is drumming and then he's not getting the right notes the way the teacher wanted, and then he's adjusting his seat, and the teacher's like, oh, the seat was a problem. The seat was okay. Have you got it now? Is the seat okay now? That's kind of like similar situation, you know? Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, right here. Let's see if it's loud enough. Wait, like bring this up. Man, chat, got so many tabs over here. Holy. Yeah, this is how it is. This is how it's like. This is how it like.
What the fuck are you looking for? There's no pot of gold down there. Are you adjusting the seat, really? That's been your fucking problem the whole time, the seat height. So now you have it, right?
Either the account size or the trading view colors, you know, there always gotta be something else.
What are you looking for? There's no pot of gold down there. Are you adjusting the seat, really? That's been your fucking problem the whole time, the seat height.
The seat height is always some kind of an excuse, you know, always some kind of excuse. So you gotta be very cautious about about this. Very cautious about this. Because, man, when it comes to being good at something, you're just good at it. You know? Like, even when the conditions are not favorable, you're just good at it. Because shit happens. Life is not perfect. You gotta roll with the punches. And instead of like trying to rehearse something or trying to copycat something, just get good at being good. You know, like for example, when you gotta have like some kind of talk you gotta do, you gotta rehearse the talk, or you're just gonna trust that you're gonna know what to say as well sometimes when it comes to that point. You know, like just get good at being good. Just know what you do. Know what you do, man. You can wake me up at 3 in the morning and I can tell you TFX concepts or break down markets for you half asleep. Just get good at what you do. There's no excuses. It's not the account size, it's not your trading view colors. I know you try get it as close to maybe ICT or the people you look up to, but you know, that's not it. That's not why. That is not why. Actually, it's even better that you turn the colors off like this. And then you just trade them black. Then you gotta focus more on the structure and no longer get worried about a big red candle or a big blue candle. So when you have your chart work like this, all black candles, it's a lot more centered to the skill more than anything else. And you can try for yourself, chat. Like, see if you can turn the colors black and know the difference between what's a bullish and a bearish candle on the 1 minute time frame. Just go candle by candle and then see if you know this. See if you know this. This might be a fake out over here. A potential fake out. Use black and white. Hey, the black kind of looks cool. Yeah, potential fake out over here. Would be nice if we pull up and then retest this area one more time and then come down. Although, you know, I wish we had had a bit more of a retracement up, but I am anticipating, because of this whole war situation, maybe we have an exuberant push instead. The difference is this was connected to oil, which goes up with the dollar affecting gold to drop. Doesn't 4098, we might see 4900. Yeah, but we still got some time. We have some space. Look at where 4K is even. We gotta move like all of this. That's like speculation. But yeah, we could potentially see it. It's a big drop. The next psychological mark I would say is 4100. So we should be paying attention to the next closest island. It's gonna be like 4100. We're cracking 4200 right now. So we see the sellers can take 4200 if they can hold 4200. Because see, it's like 4200 is right over here. So now this is the next important zone for buyers and sellers. We're gonna see if they can hold it. You don't like green and red for emotional? Yeah, I mean, it definitely can play on you. It's like that casino effect, right? Flashing red lights, green lights. Even like you go here, look at this. Like here, flashing lights. Go Wall Street, everything flashing on the tape. Get people all excited and stuff. Especially when markets are moving. When markets are moving, these colors go crazy. Even right now, it looks like there's quite a bit of activity because of the situation in Iran. Do I know the song Black by Buddy? The black candles remind me of that song. Maybe if I heard it, but I don't know the name. What session times do you trade? Pre-London, London, New York sometimes. Pre-London like 2 hours before London opened. So yeah, chat, I think it's building some orders over here. Maybe ready for some kind of a continuation. There might be an earlier entry. Somewhere around here. From here. But yeah, I don't know. I would prefer like if it played around for a bit longer and then broke. Right? Like something for me feels a bit overextended because we've filled the range. We've already come down, you know. We kind of like filled this whole area. We filled this area. Yeah, that's the one I'm looking for. This whole area here. And now we're at the bottom. But you see, if we're at the bottom, we spiked, creating a new lower low. Yes, if we re-break that low, we should have the continuation. It's creating a new lower low. If it pulls up, it's better it pulls up now. It continues to pull up now. This is the mark right here, 4200. How is the feeling of being profitable first few months? Was there a fear of, can I maintain this consistency? Yeah, there's a bit of imposter syndrome. Because like, people can be profitable for a month. They can be profitable for 2 months. You're only really sure the more time that goes by. Correct? So yeah, in the beginning, the thing about me is I never got lucky, right? I never had like a good run. Because, you know, when people have a good run, they usually don't really know much. So their analysis is simple. Their risk tolerance is more loose. It's only when they're going to start learning more that they cut more losses. Because now they're trying to find a consistent way of making that money. It's like when you're going to go casino and you get beginner's luck. First time you go casino, most people are going to have a good time. You know, they're going to make money and be like, hey, this is not so bad. Go home, study about it, or really want to try get good at it, and then that's when the issues start to come in. So I already started like this to say I don't want to get lucky. I just want to learn something. So I never got like that luck. So when I started finding my consistency, I felt like I almost deserved it because I never had even the beginner's luck phase. But the imposter syndrome sticks with you for like maybe the first quarter. After the first quarter, then you're feeling a bit more confident. But the important thing is just to keep a good head on your shoulders. Not to overtrade, over risk, not to backtrack. Psychology. The potential entry over here, guys. I'm going to monitor this. I see the 5-minute candle here just opened. At least it pulled up a little bit. Wow, almost used the wrong lot size there. It's about like 20 pips. Oh man, got stopped out. Freaking liquidity grabbed. You can see how it's pulling back up here. Oh, whoa, it hit. How did it move 19 pips? That's crazy. Moved 19 pips on that break. It went in for maybe potential break-evens. If I get in again, I'm going to use maybe 2.5%. The structure there still looks good. $4,200 still been taken by the sellers up over here. So they got 42 psychological. They got a small retracement. 5-minute candle's about to close here in about 1 minute. It could be waiting for the 5-minute closure. But I see the sells are still in play over here. That's what I'm wondering, because when it broke, it created like a support. And then it filled that wick. So I think the sellers are still in play here, but it just did like a small shakeout. Remember, some people are going to have bigger stop losses. Maybe some people got stop loss even above here or above this area. Maybe in the middle of the range. You know, on days like this, sometimes it's even more about just being correct about the market direction more than even the setup necessarily. Because if price is moving down, there's always a higher probability that when you take your position, it's going to play out. Five-minute candle just closed. Let's see what's going on here. The 15-minute... No, the 15-minute doesn't seem to have a top wick. Neither does a 30. I think that's what it might be struggling with. We got that 15-minute on gold. XAUSD didn't have a top wick there. Now it's created the top wick. 1 hour doesn't have a top wick. Yeah. Does it? 1 hour? Oh yeah, it does. It does have. The only thing about it is we're just slightly at the bottom of the range, but I think price can keep pushing though. That's the only thing. It may need to play around this area for a bit longer or retrace up. On spot it doesn't, futures it does. This is the hourly candlestick. You're talking about the current hourly candle. There's a top wick here. This is XAU. Maybe it's your broker. If you're on Owanda or your broker. But it looks like there was a healthy one though. Like 13 pips there. I just want to see us break lows because I'm just trying to catch this momentum here. You see that bearish momentum? We're down on the daily already 2%. I just need to see some kind of lows being broken, and ideally we should be having the push. You see right now the 5-minute is closing above resistance. So what I'm anticipating is that next 5-minute candlestick is going to open and then do something like this. Do something like this and then continue pushing down bearish. It's building orders here. I kind of suspected something of the sort. We have like 20 more minutes. We got 20 more minutes before the hourly open. It may just play around this zone here for a bit. Or maybe you're gonna pull up and then, yeah, but we're still expecting sells. A lot more seller aggression. Buyers coming in. Yeah, it seems like we're heading towards the tail end of the hourly here. So we gotta wait. We just got to wait until the sellers are ready to go. But I see we're kind of losing strength on the seller aggression at the moment. We'll come down from 1 mil to like 400k. But it's gonna be a beautiful break, I believe. What I would anticipate would happen would be like this section here gets held. Build orders in here, fluctuate a bit inside this zone, and then start to move. Gotta be a little bit more cautious about that break even because I'm seeing like technically the break even places are getting hit. But it's not giving me a lot good enough push that I would like to see in monetary gains. I noticed that this week it's been like a certain way the candles are moving this week. There we go. Volume starting to come in. We just had a liquidity grab. Liquidity grab here on the 5-minute time frame. Yeah, they definitely trapped some buyers in there. It's not yet time to buy, chat. You're only gonna buy when price starts creating structure to the upside again. This is sells. Got a war going on here. Thing is getting stuck into a proper sell, you know? We got 15 more minutes until the new hourly too. Man, I want to catch a bomber clot. I need a bomber clot. You are in that liquidity grab. Holy. Yeah, it was a violent one. It was violent. Usually the sell, when you take a buy, the liquidity grab for the sells are a lot more aggressive. All right, let's see what this Owly here can do. If we can have another push before it closes in 14 minutes. We're about to get one minute candle here close. A minute candle here is about to close. Next one might rip. It's creating a nice support. Yeah, the Owly could do one more move as it's about to close. The stage has been set. The stage has been set. Nice little SMA confluence in there as well. Am I looking for a buy? No, I'm looking for a sell. Buyers back in action. That's what I mean. Like, I feel like we could have one more push before the hourly close, but they may try hold this section over here, build more volume. We're gonna build more volume here before the move, before preferably the continuation. Oh, well, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it when the sellers come back in. They're gonna let you know. Just like over here. See this candlestick? This 1 minute candle here moved like about 70 pips. In a week. The stage has been set. Can we get a bumper clot? Please, Goldie. Let's do this. We got 9 more minutes until the next hourly open over here. But we might see one more push before then. Will gold go to 3,800? I would say 3,100. 3,100. Chat, you know, like the best case scenario is we actually hold this range until this 137 pip range until the new hourly open. Because when that new hourly opens, holy, you're gonna have some really nice push. That'll be the best case scenario. So let's see if the market can balance itself over here. You see, like currently the hourly is just trying to balance itself in the zone without making any sudden moves. You know, it's becoming a very delicate situation as time's going by. $30, 4,100. Yeah, we're gonna go 4,100. 4,100, not 3,100. Wait, you guys said he said gold go to 3,800? Yeah, we're gonna go 4,100. All we gotta do is wait. Patience. P-A-Y. Yeah, man. Like, this thing is gonna melt. This thing is going to freaking melt. It's a macro type of day, Bob. If this closed green, we have early entry. I would wait because we got only 5 more minutes till the new hourly. I would rather see a break of these areas, these lows. For me personally. But yes, there can be an early entry there. The accumulation is looking juicy on the 5-minute. Really barcoding in this area. Big orders coming in one after the other. Buyers being destroyed now. Going to wait for the next hourly. It's hard now, yeah. Gotta lock in here. Sometimes the market loves these small windows where it's like maybe 1 minute before new hourly open or 30 seconds, but then it starts to make its push. Then by the time the new hourly opens, maybe it's somewhere down here already. I just hope there's no Judasness that's gonna happen at this point. So it's better if it holds like in the middle of the range. So it has space to fluctuate a bit before we have the move. Three more 1 minute candles till the new hourly. Getting a little bit of a kiss of death there on the 1 minute time frame. It's been held down by this SMA. As you can see, it might bring in a bit of pressure. You know, if you look at the hourly here, it's like landing a rocket ship. Like how Elon Musk gonna land his rockets on those in the middle of the ocean on the boat. It's kind of what it's doing. It's trying to balance itself here. It's like trying to balance itself to like land it properly. You know, but it's always those last minutes, even when Elon is landing his rockets, are the most crucial. Those last minutes down to the last seconds to see how it's gonna lock in and everything, you know. Very important. Very important. Got 2 more minutes. See if it's a calm landing or if it's going to have an aggressive one. An aggressive one would be breaking before the new hourly open. Using that small window of time to maybe create a top wick once triggering sellers, but at the same time, you risk the chance of missing the distribution. That's what makes it a very delicate situation now. So lock in. Very delicate situation now. T minus 40 seconds. Very delicate situation here. Come on, land this rocket. Land the rocket, baby. Then after it lands, it's gonna wobble a bit. So we gotta see with the wobble. The wobble will be the hourly, preferably first creating a top wick before the break. Preferably, that will be the wobble. Rockets landing. We got 3 seconds. Perfect. New hourly open here. Watch out, volume spikes are coming in. The wobble, good wobble, good wobble. Rockets landing properly. Create a top wick. Wobble is slowing down. Wobble has slowed down. The rocket has landed. Very good. Very good. Now you're gonna see a volume spike. Ooh, the anticipation. You know how many sell orders are sitting below here? 41.88. Holy. The anticipation. Gotta see how we're coming into it now. No Judas tricks, Goldie. No Judas tricks. We all see what you're trying to do here, buddy. Don't be a Judas. Just pay us like good little traders. Pretty decent close. Oh, damn. It pulled up. It pulled up. It did a Judas on me. It did a Judas on me. It's within the risk I wanted anyway, but that was a Judas move. You see how quick it moved? It should have just moved down here at this point. This is still trying to shake the traders out. Man, gold. Just move. We know you want to move down. You saw how quick it moved up as well? Look at that. It's a minor liquidity grab. If you could go on like a lower time frame over here. You see, it's a pretty long wick. The only thing I'm thinking is if I can just get stuck in properly here, that price is gonna finally distribute without giving much of a hard time. But I got whacked on that. I got whacked. I got whacked on that. I know it wants to move down. I'm anticipating to make, if I get a profitable trade here, maybe like 3K, 4K. Let's see, I'll be happy to like 2,000, 260. But I think if it pushes, it might give like 3K, 4K. We'll see. New 5-minute just opened. What happened? It was thinking about selling off. You saw how it broke. It was thinking about selling off, and then the next 1 minute just popped up. I was like, damn. It's you know, because it knows this, man. There's like a bunch of sellers sitting down over here. You see how it's kind of playing? It's a psychology work more than anything. Because yes, it should be moving down technically. But it's doing some psychology work. Liquidity grab, minor liquidity grab on the 1 minute here too. That's our new 5-minute open, taking out the previous 5-minute highs. That should be the liquidity grab right there. It's just doing some psychology work. It's shaking out all these sellers. It's trying to shake out a good majority of them. I think it took out a good majority of them on that 5-minute wick. Let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see. When you take a trade, you put your SL at previous support resistance or just 20 pips? Yeah, just 20 pips. Yeah, the 1 minute's fluctuating here. It's because it's in a very important area. That's why that it's behaving like this. Because you're at a point A right now. We're not at distribution, and everybody's trying to catch the distribution here. Everybody's trying to catch the next move on gold, right? And we can see that it's paused. So depending on your strategies, like everybody's getting in somehow. Or waiting to get in. So we're gonna wait, see if TFX, you know, like whenever you take a trade, right? It's just a probability game. It's just what's the probability of your strategy working in this specific area at this specific time. That's why you should think about trading. Five minutes just engulfed the previous 5. Still nothing. Okay, guys, smash the like button as we wait for this move. We're doing this again. Bad day in office? Hopefully not. I mean, it's not bad. 1,000 to 60. Just for perspective, I've taken 1, 2, 3 trades. One of them I was risking 2%, which is 1,000. And the other two I was risking 2.5%, which is 1,500. 1.25% again. 1,500. So in total, my total risk of all my trades that have been on the table today have been 4,000. 4,000. And I'm down 1,260. So, you know, this is what we're going to call risk management over here. That's the amount of risk that I've taken overall. Remember, don't think about the numbers, because for somebody else, this equivalent for them could even be $100,000. They could be down even $500,000, but because their account is so big, it's, you know, that's just a number. Like percent is percent. It remains the same. It doesn't matter big account, small account. For somebody 500K, it might just be another day in the office, you know. Somebody even a couple million, or even, you know, institutions down like $50 million sometimes, $100 million sometimes. That's the kind of numbers that they're seeing. But they don't see numbers like this. They're gonna see percent. Another liquidity grab here on the 5-minute chat. 5 minutes just took out this highs again. It's trying to push down. I don't know why the hesitation. It's taking so freaking long over here. Come on, Goldie. Can we get a runner?
Why are you running? Why are you running?
How do you recover from losing your winning streak? You just keep trading. Because your cluster of good and bad trades are just naturally going to come out. You know, we don't know if the next trade is going to be a winning trade. We can't say that with certainty. Because like every trade here, you're just going to have, you know, sometimes you get really good clusters. As you can see over here. Oh, but we're about to get a setup. Got to lock in. Volume might be coming in any moment here. Got to lock in a bit, sir. We're about to get a new 5-minute open here in about 20 seconds. New 5-minute candlestick is about to open here, so I'm waiting for the new 5-minute candle, get a little bit more information. So yeah, now the new 5-minute candle is creating its top wick. Just avoid any unnecessary pullbacks on candle opens. Very delicate, still very delicate situation here. I don't like the way it's creating new lower lows and it keeps pulling back up. And now that's the 5-minute creating its top wick. It might be doing the last pullback on the sellers before the move down. Do you see this? Low, low, pull up, low, low, pull up, low, low, pull up. It's trying to avoid this. I need at least 2K on this. I need at least 2K on this. Come on, Goldie, move! Wake up! Annoying thing is seller aggression is slightly weak. May have to, I know, come in a bit later. It's better if it pulls up here a little bit more so we can get some buy absorption. So the sellers have stronger aggression in there on the delta. Wow, you see that hourly here? Look at the hourly. It's literally a doji still. Hi, I'm new to the channel. When to enter? I would say focus more on the process, you know, on the craft and the whole idea. Because if you're new to the channel and the first question you're asking is where to enter, I know you're just going to be going from channel to channel looking for signals. But you see, even the fact that you're asking that question, there's a whole zone here which says entry zone. There's a whole text here which says bearish bias. So I'll say don't enter anything. Don't enter anything. Just watch. Just watch, you know, watch for like a month, watch for like 2 months. Just watch. A lot of people are so quick to make money and so unquick to learn how to actually trade. Because, you know, the thing about trading is about not trading. You know, you got to know when not to trade. Because you're going to have everybody trade, let's say, the same strategy, whether it's like trend lines or TFX concepts. Why is it you think some people are profitable and other people are not profitable, but they're all trading the same thing? Why is that the case? It's because the ones who are profitable have mastered the art of when not to trade, and the ones who are unprofitable just only know when to trade. Because when they're studying those concepts, they're only studying from perspective of when to trade. When am I taking this? When do I take my profit? Instead of asking questions like, when should I not trade? When should I cut my losing trades? When should I maximize my potential profitable trades? All right, price is moving up over here. You see this bullish aggression now is creating a potential buy. Even the buy could come in as soon as here. Now you see, although the daily bias is bearish, now we're starting to see bullish momentum. However, I'm slightly skeptical on it. I'm slightly skeptical on it. Even if the order flow right now is bullish, I feel like that could switch up super fast if it was to be a fake out. So now I have to ask myself the next question. You see how important questions are? Now I gotta ask myself the next question. Am I okay with missing this move? Aha, now you see how profitable traders think. Ask yourself the question and tell yourself before any trade, are you okay with missing this move? Because if you're okay with missing the move, you wouldn't do the dumb shit unprofitable traders do, which is FOMO into the position when price has moved up already 50 pips. You know, so before you take a trade and you're not sure about the trade, where it's like there's a potential but you're not sure, ask yourself, am I okay with missing this move? So for the buys here, I've already accepted how that I will not care if it actually plays out, because I've accepted that I'll miss a move. You see, man, that's the whole trick right there. You gotta do like a reverse Uno card. When in trading, it's reverse Uno, my friend, because the market knows what you want. It knows the easy questions to ask, so you gotta go reverse Uno. Yeah. You gotta reverse psychology the market. The hardest, you know, trading gonna be the hardest way to make easy money. Because of how paradoxical it is. Even saying that is paradoxical. The hardest way to make easy money. The whole process is a paradox. Because, for example, you can have a buy confirmation here. At the same time, I can also have a sell confirmation here. At the same time, I could take a sell here and make money. And at the same time, somebody could take a buy here and make money. So you gotta have this kind of I would say experience, you know, gonna come with time. Now when you actually get that experience, you stop caring about being right. Is another thing a lot of people are gonna struggle with, wanting to be right about the market consistently. I don't care if I'm right. If price comes down, hits like 20 pips, maybe even 25, and then I can secure something, you know, awesome. I don't need to be right. I don't need this thing to go down to like 4,100. I just need to make like some kind of a profit over here, you know. At the end of the day, that's what we're all trying to do. Trying to end the month, you know, 5%, 10%, 20%, 30%, whatever your target is. So don't worry too much about being right. Don't worry too much about this. For example, needing to look so perfect and beautiful like this, and for the candlesticks to come and do something like that. Focus more on, are you consistently making profit daily? Correct? This doesn't matter. Are you consistently making profit, and are you consistently managing your risk? Are your winning trades outshining your losing positions? And the way that your winning trades are going to outshine your losing trades is if you manage your risk. As I mentioned, I should be technically speaking down a lot more than I am. But somehow, because I'm also applying the securing profits part, that it's kind of balancing these two losses. Even though these two losses were technically almost full losses, it could have been a lot more worse if I was trying to be right. Because then I would not have secured this position here, which balanced these two positions. So you see, like trading, you got to ask all these important questions. And it's mainly being defensive, because the best form of offense in the market is defense. Because you can't control. The only thing you can control is your risk. You can't control the profit. You can't control any of that. You can only control your risk. And then the profit just comes, man. Like there's some days, like right now I'm looking for $2,000. Maybe I'm going to make $3,000. Maybe I'm going to make $4,000. I can't control it. Maybe I'm going to make more. Sometimes I'm going to make more. But the important thing is that's coming to you without trying. Yeah, but the only thing you're going to try is how to lose less. So that's why I'm waiting for a bumper clot. I haven't had the market give me a bumper clot in a while here. And essentially what a bumper clot is, if you're new to the stream, it's like when you're planning on securing 20 pips, and then right before your TP hits, it gives like an extra 30 or 40. That's a bumper clot. We need a bumper clot. The problem is, of late, my trades have been hitting the TP and then doing the bumper clot afterwards. I joined the channel looking for signals only to find process that grew my trading. Now I can say I'm an improved trader. Nice one, Joshua. Let's go. Yeah, man, this thing is... You know, it's quite funny that the hourly is still taking so long here. It's doing like a small break and a retest of the previous hourly support. You see, it's still kind of holding that 42 psychological, 4200 psychological. I want to see a 10k close from that 10 lot. What's the most that we made? I think on stream 5k on one trade. Oh yeah, man, a 10k. A 10k could even come below here. A 10k could come below here. Because what I'm anticipating is the orders are gonna slip. You know this kind of like a slip phenomenon when orders are getting triggered when it goes through this level, but there's so many orders, it almost feels like it's slipping. It's just slipping through everything, like that would be like an easy 10k right there. It just slips, right? It just drops like shoo. Because you can imagine if you can see like the orders in the market, like in terms of the lines, you gotta see maybe a bunch of red lines over here. Maybe all you're gonna see is like just red orders, but you know the size matters. Bunch of red orders over here. It's a 15-minute shotgun. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's creating top wick. Very nice top wick on the 15 there. Nice rejections too. You know, this week so far, the market has been a bit juicy, huh? I've been realizing a little bit more trials. It's been a bit juicy. I just gotta let it play out. The more time it takes here, the more comfortable I feel, because, you know, eventually it does something that kind of sticks out. I think we're just okay, no, nothing. It's getting ready to strike. You see that slight Judy C behavior is coming down close to the wicks and then trying to pull up. You know what that is? That's trigger happy traders. There's some traders, sometimes you also do this. I'm pretty sure y'all in the chat do this. So when the candle is moving really fast, you think it's gonna get to a certain level, but then it stops right before it gets to that zone that you wanted to see it actually get to. So it gets like the trigger happy traders there. Man, it's all psychology work, guys. You have no idea just how intelligent and efficient the market is. So efficient. It's so efficient. It's like a perfectly tuned car, you know? There's yet another rumor that from the negotiation completion is close. Think no one dares to put in a long bet? Yeah, it's too soon. It's too soon. Man, if you see the order flow right now, it is almost at 1 million. And we're still holding here. It doesn't make any sense. There's a lot of absorption going in, I think, for the buyers. There's so much seller aggression, yet price is struggling to even break simple lows. Yeah, you gotta have a Sharingan. Exactly. You gotta do some Naruto. Some Naruto before this. So delicate, man. What a delicate morning. How long have we been streaming for? Oh, Lee! We've been streaming for 1.5 hours? And still nothing? And still no move. It's been 30 minutes and this hourly candle here is still a doji. 30 minutes on the new hourly and it's still a doji. Wow, man, I gotta stretch your legs here. They're being absorbed so much, the sellers. The sellers or the buyers? I'm seeing it differently. Here. See, like, I still wouldn't trust these breakouts. You know what I think it is? You see, now it's starting to move. I think we're going to have a violent, maybe liquidity grab before the actual move. So I'm keeping an eye out on this being a potential fake out. Because if I was looking for buys, I would be looking at buys already by these highs. By this high or by this high. By 4,200 psychological maybe. Alright, 4,200 psychological. No, it's going to be a big whip. I feel like there's going to be one grandiose liquidity grab before the continuation down. At least from what I'm seeing. I don't see a reason why it should buy. And if the buys do play out, I feel kind of like that maybe be a bit of like a lucky few. I'm glad it played out kind of a trade because you can see overall we're still in this kind of like bearish momentum. Even on the daily. So I'm just anticipating either one of these key breaks after a volume push is the fake out. But I don't know where it's going to come in. Maybe it's going to come in here. Maybe it's going to come in by 4,202. But we're still trading below 4,200. But you see, the whole 1 hour 34 minutes we've been streaming, nobody has technically speaking gotten paid, right? Since we're just ranging. Technically no one has been paid. The thing is always about like how to really lose less when nobody is getting paid. Let's see, buyers are flirting with 4,200. Oh, today's CPI, maybe that's why it's ranging. But we've already had a lot of movement though, like if you think about it. Look at this daily candle here. For me, I feel like it's still a bit early for range, for CPI range. Unless it wants to price in CPI, maybe it's gonna be a sell, maybe it prices it in here. And by the time it corrects, it'll be like closer to pre-New York, New York open for possible CPI continuation. But to range for CPI, this is a bit too small of a range because we still got time. I think CPI should be coming out here by 8:30. So yeah, we still got all of this here. It's probably going to have a move before then. Wow, buyers took it. Buyers are taking 4,200. Although the seller aggression was pretty strong. I don't know if it's some kind of a exhaustion as somebody mentioned, or maybe I'm gonna get my liquidity grab here. Because it doesn't make sense. It still doesn't make sense with the order flow. The buys, technically it makes sense. And technically it looks like it should make sense because, you know, prices come down towards this support area. It's even doing a reversal, potential reversal play here. See how I broke below that support and now it's like hovering and accumulating here. Usually that's going to be that potential reversal play. Technically it makes sense. Order flow wise, the move doesn't make sense. I'm gonna be patient. Maybe I'm gonna get what I want. maybe I might still get what I want by visualizing all the fake outs that can lead to the outcome that I want. You see like how this 5-minute candle here closed now above resistance? See how it's pulling in again? It's literally giving out whips. So this is what we call a shark. We definitely got a shark in the water. We definitely got a shark in the water here. And it's hovering right by 4,200 as well. Let's see how many pips it did on the shotgun. Yeah, I mean, like, it technically speaking hit TP1. It hit TP1 on the shotgun. Yeah, it's been a very interesting week here. Very interesting week. It has been. Yeah, bears move so... notice how bears move quickly compared to the bulls? Because there's a lot more sellers in the market than buyers. Yeah, they say the bears take the window, the bulls take the stairs, right? So that's why I'm looking forward to the sells, my friend. If you get those sells, gonna take the window. Take the window, gonna maximize gains. With the buys, you gotta be very confident, you know, because even those fake outs are gonna be a lot more fast. Or you're gonna have a higher probability of a faster fake out on a buy position. It's just easier to sell. Just like it is easier to go down than it is to go up. Just like it's easier to blow your account than it is to grow your account. So you see the laws of physics also gonna apply here. My favorite position is sell. And you know, some people just naturally see the sells easier than the buys, or the buys easier than the sells. I see the sells easier than the buys. Is 5% your maximum loss for the day, or just one session? For the day. So if I take like a full loss right now, then I will be at around my daily loss, just under my daily loss. I'll still have like maybe a bit of wiggle room. Still gonna have a bit of wiggle room, but you see now we're getting the fake out there. 4,200 still being respected. See, the whole thing is like price hasn't paid. It hasn't. You know, like yesterday's stream, this exactly what happened yesterday's stream. We waited almost 3 hours, 2 hour 40 minutes. I'm like, all right, guys, I'm tired of waiting. I'm going, but this is an entry here. If you want to take it, take it. And it came 10 minutes after we ended the stream, and I took the buy and I made some money. Mr. Rashid over here also took the buy and he made some money. It's so funny. It's so funny. You gotta be on the chart for like 3-4 hours straight. The moment you leave, the moment you want to go to the bathroom, the move happens. That's why you gotta set yourself time aside of the day, whether you're gonna be trading 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, without any kind of a distraction, you know? Because man, trust me, the moment I get up off the seat right here and go to the bathroom, I'm gonna miss a move. It's gonna go. I don't know how the market does that. It's really good at doing that. And it happens to everybody. Just the same way, it doesn't matter what strategy you trade. If you don't know how to trade that strategy, you're still going to be a losing trader. You know, it doesn't matter even if you take a buy and a sell here, the market can still make both positions lose. It is so efficient, chat. So efficient. I don't even know. It's almost like magic how efficient it is. Imagine all the smart, brilliant brains in the world trying to, you know, outsmart the market. Imagine all these brilliant brains. We've been to the moon. We're making quantum computers. All these brilliant brains in the world. And we still haven't really figured the market out like 100%. You know, otherwise then somebody would be, you know, the king of the world. Then because then essentially they could just destroy the market, you know, make a lot of money from it. But it comes with more challenges. Like even if I'm up 38%, I can't do this 38% when I'm trading billions of dollars. or hundreds of millions of dollars. The trading style wouldn't work because I'll be creating slippage for myself. So when I should be taking profit, maybe that's going to be like still drawdown. So then the challenge also changes. The technicals will change to what you're able to do. But even then, like, nobody has yet figured out the market. Imagine that. So efficient. It is like magic. And you're gonna think to yourself, who designed this thing? How'd they design it? How's it so efficient? Where did it come from? You know, you all ever ask yourself those questions? Where did it come from? Who made it? Is it random? You know, it's easier to say it's random. Yeah, Vic, we got buyers and sellers in the market. Yeah, we got some buyers over here, we got some sellers over there. But it's not the case because it's way too efficient for that. It's not random. If it was random, then it would be harder to be consistent. Even the order flow thing, you know, it helps, but it's not like the market gonna do what it wants. Just like Michael Burry in the short, when the real estate bubble was supposed to burst, but the market still kept going up. Even though the math was mathing and it should have burst, you say Michael Burry, the market was still going up. You know, when Japan was hit by the tsunami, I think in 2012, instead of the yen going down, I can't remember what year it was, the yen skyrocketed up. But that was a bit of intervention work though. But that's what we call the financial system. It's a Ponzi scheme basically. So there's always these kind of people in control that you're never gonna know. The financial system is a Ponzi scheme. It doesn't work. If you look at the world debt clock, we're in debt. How much money? Like so much money. And who in debt to? Where's this debt coming from? And you know what happens? Every time we're gonna have the great reset. You know, gonna take form of depression, gonna take form of financial bailouts. We always gonna have resets because the system is not perfect, but it works. It's like super, super interesting. Somehow works, or it doesn't work, depending on how you look at it. It works for the rich. If you're rich, you get rich. Let's say the rich get richer. So it doesn't really work. But that's the whole idea behind like AI, you know? So it kind of creates like the whole idea of the future is that nobody will have to work as much as they gotta work for things, and everybody will be provided all the basic necessities that they need to survive, that they don't need to struggle or work as much. That's the whole vision I think Elon Musk has with AI. And we're gradually moving to that direction now. You see, like nowadays, we have more space to be thinking about LGBTQ. We have more space to be more artistic about things. It's because our ancestors, they did all the groundwork. Your grandfather, your grandfather's father, like those, they did all the groundwork. So it's allowing us more capacity to be more creative. That's why in the last 10 years, there's been a whole lot more millionaires than there ever has been in history. A lot more millionaires because of access to information and the ease of life. So eventually we're going to get there, I think. We're gonna get there. I see on social media, man, everybody looks like they're a millionaire now on social media as well. But definitely there have been a lot more in the past decade. So it works. It somehow works, but it's paradoxical. And we're going back to the whole idea of markets being paradoxical. It's like, how can something work and at the same time not work? How can the universe exist and at the same time not exist? You know what I mean? Quantum entanglement. How can you quantumly be entangled by something in the Andromeda galaxy? And at the same time, it's like, man, when you think about it, it's everything's just kind of wild how it works. If you really dive into nitty-gritty of everything. And it's worth experimenting with that because essentially hedge funds and all these institutions, they pour in hundreds and millions of dollars in pseudoscience, in vocal recognition, speech recognition. They pour so much money into all these kind of pseudo ways of looking at things to try and make money, you know, because when you're trying to solve a complex problem, you can't solve a complex problem with a simple mind. Sometimes, you know, simplicity definitely is a virtue of like an efficient process, but you know, as they say, you have to break a few omelets to make an egg. So like TFX concepts, for example, is a bunch of eggs thrown onto the wall to become the simple model that it is now, right? So it's always like this in trading. Like your answers are right under your nose, but until you overcomplicate and, you know, experiment with everything, you start to realize, oh, this is actually simpler than I thought it was. You know? Like imagine like Nicholas Tesla when he was inventing the light bulb. Like people would never imagine you'd have lights in your house, but now it's super simple. Look at the way fiber optics work. Man, some people I still don't fucking understand how fiber optics work. That's some alien technology. Like how we get data transferred so fast, speed of light. Man, I still don't know how fiber optics freaking really work and how the hell that humans invented that shit. All right, see volume coming in here. But even with all that capability, like trading and figuring out the market is still something that people pour hundreds and millions of dollars into. So when you buy a trading robot for like $100, bro, your trading robot is going against institutional robots, gonna spend like hundreds of millions of dollars on them. So that's why I believe a retail trader is always gonna be needed, and you can't put a robot to trade TFX concepts or anything of the sort. Like it just won't work. There are just some decisions that we are much better at handling ourselves. Right? Like for example, maybe a 5-minute candle is about to close at like 5 seconds. There's like maybe 5 seconds, maybe there's 2 seconds. You know, sometimes it pays to wait. Maybe there's 10 seconds, 15 seconds. You know, maybe sometimes it even pays not to wait because there's going to be a lot of volume and you can see this. That, you know, even if you wait that 10 seconds, it's better to take the risk. Better to take the risk, especially if there's even a breakout situation happening at the same time. Like very nuanced, detailed things that I think, you know, the more you stick with a process, the more it becomes like tying a shoelace. But in the beginning, it seems overcomplicated, right? Everybody wants simplicity. They want the simple trend line bounce. You know, oh yeah, just draw a trend line here. When you go like 1 or 2 bounces, you gotta get on the third bounce. You know, but it doesn't work that way. If it worked that way, we'd all be millionaires. So there's always gonna be that a character development in the market, from chasing to acquiring knowledge. Because money is pointless. Money is super pointless. There's no true fulfillment in money in itself, right? It's the process of making that money that people kind of like fall in love with. Money is just a piece of paper. Like, just think about it. It's just a piece of paper. Why is it so hard to make a piece of paper? You know, some psychological blockages there. Whatever it might be, because you know the way rich people think about money is not the way someone with less money gonna think about money. Why is it the people with the most money don't, or eyes of the people with the most money? What's that saying? I forgot how to say this, but the people usually with the most money, they're not gonna feel like that attachment to it. There are people who don't have money, because, you know, people who don't have money, they're gonna penny pinch everything. If you look at Japanese culture, they have a strong savings culture. So everything for them is like penny pinch, penny pinch, penny pinch. You know, they have a strong savings culture, right? But why is it the wealthy people, they're so quick to spend $1 million on stupid NFT pictures? Why are the wealthy mindset people so quick to invest in ideas and take risks? You know, if you look at all these wealthy entrepreneurs, it all started because somebody took a risk. You understand? Like, you always gotta have that kind of mentality. Invest in yourself, take risks, and then when you don't chase the money, it gets attracted to you. So it's about respecting money and being indifferent from it. You know, money doesn't make you, you make money. Some of you are good at making money. If you've ever had money in your life before and now you don't, it means you're broke. It means you're capable of making it again. If you've never had money and you still don't have money, you're poor. And the reason you're poor, maybe you got a poor mindset, maybe, you know, it's a difficult time, it's not your time. But if you've ever had money in your life and now you're broke, that's already a sign that you can make it again, because you're just broke, you're not poor. You see, there are all these kind of like interesting ways of looking at money and looking at the markets, chat. Like that's just how you gotta like always approach things. You know, it's just a piece of paper, bro. It's a freaking piece of paper. Why are you putting on a pedestal? That's why you're blowing your funded accounts, because you're putting the funded account on a pedestal. When you take the first losing trade, everything's a losing trade now. So it's harder for you to psychologically break out. That's why if you're trading 500 bucks, oh wait, guys, I gotta lock in. Gotta lock in. Money is about to talk to me here. Whispering in my ear. Money is whispering. Can I get some pips today, Gold? Or are you still gonna play hard to get with me? Oh man, don't you dare freaking stop me out, Gold. Don't you fucking dare stop me out. If I lose this trade, I think I'm done for the day. I think I'm done for the day if I lose this trade. Come on, Gold. How are we still not breaking? We should be moving already. Delta right now is down 1.2 million. Ah! Are you fucking kidding me, Gold? Bro, why does it not move? Let's move. You see, it's still kind of breaking the lows and pulling up. Breaking the lows, pulling up. Breaking the lows, pulling up. That'll be the last wick though. Right here by 41.83. Dude, this doesn't make sense, man. We have 5 more minutes and the hourly is still a doji. I got a wiggle room of like 4%. No, how much? Yeah, basically daily drawdown limit there is 5k. Still risk 1,700. 1,700. Keep it at 2k. Very tricky area. Dude, it doesn't want to move. Why are we not moving, bro? It's been 2 fucking hours, Gold. And everything is lining up. I get you can't control the market, but god damn, Goldie. You see this? Gold falls over 2%, fading Middle East peace hopes. We got macro fundamentals. The order flow is lined up. Direction is in place. And this thing is still not moving. Gold fell over 2% to a more than 2 months low on Wednesday as fresh fighting in the Middle East dimmed hopes of a resolution to the US-Israeli war with Iran, heightened concerns about inflation and interest rate hikes. Gold remains a victim of growing inflation risk despite geopolitical tensions fueling risk aversion. So renewed US-Iran hostilities have essentially sabotaged efforts to end the war. I can't believe it's pulling back into the range again after creating a new lower low. Insane. Best day in office. They're pissing me off. I don't even trust the early entries anymore. Fucking hell. Just a number on the screen? Yeah, just numbers on the screen. Even your broker is just numbers on your screen. That is no longer your money. Your bank account detail, your bank account apps, those are just numbers on the screen. It's no longer your money. It belongs to the bank. Same as when you put money in an exchange, your broker is like an exchange. Your money basically belongs to the broker. They're only just seeing numbers on the screen that they can edit. It's all just numbers on the screen. Even that minus 3200, 3280, that's just a percent. And then like for traders, when you start making money and you start shopping for stuff, it all just becomes lot sizes. Like, oh, okay, you know, like I want to buy this thing over here. This is like a 5 lot, maybe, you know, 20 pips. 20 pip purchase over here. All right, you know, not bad, not bad. Money in itself is disgusting. I remember like when I started making money, and I always used to find those ATM trips like quite enjoyable. And also like on social media showing off the money and all that. But after a while you realize it's such a low energy thing to do. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's such a low energy thing to do. Because you know, money transfers through so many people's hands. You don't like know even where that money's been. It's such a... It's just a dirty piece of paper. That's all that it is. That just gets attracted to value. So the more value you can provide, the more dirty pieces of paper you're gonna acquire. Now it's a matter of like how you're providing the value here. You know, the market's gonna provide value to those who are disciplined. You know? And only the disciplined ones can be free. And that's why they think that money gives you freedom. But in reality, discipline gives you freedom. Money is just a dirty piece of paper. I pay with card. And that's why we've been moving away from money. You get mobile banking, get cards. And it also... The tricky thing is when you use a card, you can't, it's harder to manage the money. You end up spending a lot more, like, you know, Visa, MasterCard. When they started this whole card business with credit cards and everything, they started making a lot more money. Essentially just putting people in debt. Because it's easier to swipe. It's easier to like take your money. So they make it as easy for you to take your money basically. That's why some people still like the old-fashioned ways of dealing with money. Like my girlfriend, she likes to have cash. I never have cash. I find cash like a burden. But she loves to have cash. You know, you can control the cash a bit better. Some people think. You can control your money a bit better when you have it in cash. The people, you're going to use envelopes. my girlfriend's mother, she likes to iron the money. So whenever she gets money, she's gonna iron the money because you know it's like accountability. It helps with like accountability. That's the thing with trading. Sometimes it's dangerous. It's numbers on a screen, but it's so easy for those numbers to go up or down because there's no like attachment. You know, if somebody gave me $1,000, even $500 like this in cash, or gave you $500 in cash, you would take it. You would take it. Someone give you like $1,000 in cash, you would take it. But if you see $1,000 on your screen on your MetaTrader or your apps, you feel like you can push it a bit more. You know? So that's why I always say, man, I'm a big advocate of securing something. I will always look and see how can I secure something. Because I know that's what the psychology of the market knows as well. It knows how to play with you like this. What do you do with your profit? Nothing. I make more profit. I just make more profit. At some point when you're disciplined, there's very few things I feel that gonna excite you. Like for example, if you want to be healthy in the body, you can't overindulge. You can't go out for drinks every day. You can't go out to eat at restaurants every day. If you truly want to be healthy, you can't overindulge. And it's always the disciplined things which are the best for you. You know, like eating home-cooked meals, or it's always the disciplined things that give you more money. That's why Warren Buffett, so you know, he's like one of the greatest traders of our time, and he just still drives that old Chrysler, and he's not the most interesting person. Like a lot of these people with a lot of money, like for me, for my imagination, I always imagine like those old rich white people like Warren Buffett. They don't seem very you know, flashy, but these are the rich people. These are people having like these boats in Monaco, you know, like this old money. Like that's how they think about money. They just think about money. You know, the difference between new money and old money. New money is like in my imagination, like, you know, some kind of like a pro athlete making his millions, like Floyd Mayweather, right? Floyd Mayweather, kind of like a new money. He's a billionaire. That's like new money. They're rich and they're flashy, but money is not noisy. Money is very quiet. So when you get someone who's quiet, you're gonna have a lot more money, a lot more money than you think. You should watch this documentary. It's called the Everyday Millionaire. How your next door neighbor can be a millionaire. You're never even gonna know it. Never even gonna know it. Basically, like the problem with new money is you're gonna lose that money most of the time. Most people end up losing the money. Like Floyd being bankrupt now. I don't know how the guy managed to lose $1 billion, but you know, it happens. Because of lack of education. Anyone can make the money, but keeping it is very difficult. Right? So when you think about how can I keep my money, again, it goes back to discipline. It goes back to doing the things that you know you might not want to do, but it's going to be good for you. Because at the end of the day, as the old saying goes, good trading is boring trading. And eventually you come back full circle. So a lot of this might sound crazy to some of you, but even Alan Watts talks about this. You go full circle. If you woke up today and you were a trillionaire, you're going to find it amazing. You know, people are going to talk about you. They're going to be like, wow, this guy's company is going up. He's making a lot of money. You'll be super excited. Let me tell you what's going to happen to you. But first, let's lock in here. I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen to you when you make money. I'll tell you exactly what will happen to you. And everyone when they make money. All right, we hit 16 pips over here. We actually peaked at 30. And I'm securing this, baby. All right, get out of break even. All right, for me. Let's go. Made it back. Holy. Holy. I was like, all right, Goldie. All right, you got me today. You got me today. I'm going to take the break even, sir. Made like 130 bucks over here. Damn, should we trade the New York session? I might have to come back from New York and actually make the profit now. But you know, I made about 130 bucks. Made about $130 over here. Finally. Man, it took so long. It took so long. Did I increase the lot? Nope. I used the same lot. The same lot I used on the previous 2 trades. The same exact lot size. Same exact lot size. You see, this has been the only move, chat. Like, since we started to stream, this has been the only move that I think visually you can see that it moved. Yeah, I'm not talking about these sneaky moves that you're gonna get here because of an inverted FEG here or whatever it is. I'm talking about like a general observation of the market. This has been the only move we could have objectively had a move here. Objectively had a move here. I made some money. I made some money at least. I made some money. But you see this? Man, you see, it's also important not to be so greedy. Not to be so greedy. I might have to come back during New York session. Just hit that reset. Yeah, you got in also. Let's see, 2.2% down. Yeah, daily still moving down here. I'm super bearish. For me, it's just very mind-boggling why it took so long today. This move should have already come like, you know, an hour ago. This move. It took way too long. And I think the reason it took that long is because he was doing a lot of psychology work in people here. This is why people like overtrade and overextend themselves. I was waiting so much for that zone, but keep trying early entry. I think it was the early entries which kind of got us today. But at the same time, it's like we couldn't have known this because everything is really bearish. Everything is really bearish. But I knew like this was the last one, bro. Like if it broke this low here and it still didn't pay out, then that's just rubbish. Because, you know, eventually it has to pay out. It's just like a casino. You have to pay people. If people lost money 100% of the time, no one would go to the casino. You have to pay people. The trick is like, even in the casino, is knowing when to play and when not to play. That's the that's what differentiates a profitable casino guy and a gambler. And the thing about the market is, it's not a casino. We get to choose when we want to take a position. You may not get to choose necessarily if you're sitting at a blackjack table. Yo, you got the buys in between too? Nice. Very good. Yeah, so what I wanted to say, this is what's going to happen to you when you start making money. You say, Vic, why don't you show this? Why don't you show that? Look at this. Like even Alan Watts talks about this. You'll come full circle. So you work up your first day, you wake up, you're a trillionaire, you look at your phone, you're like, wow, damn, this is amazing. Your bank is hitting you up. You got notifications from your bank talking about liquidity and all of these things. Like, hey, let's talk about your liquidity situation. Because you can't just have $1 trillion in the bank, right? You're gonna need to have that money circulate. Because you can't even withdraw that money, first of all. So you're gonna have to start investing in things. And you're gonna have to start spending it. And you're like, okay, you know, this is awesome. You start going to the car dealership, you buy the car that you want, you get super excited with it, you know, then you're gonna go to a restaurant, not even look at the menu. Man, that's when you know you really made it. When you don't look at the price of food, you know you really made it at that point. When you go grocery shopping or you go to like restaurant and you don't look at the price of food, man, you know you made it. You know you made it. So you get that out the way. Now your family hits you up. Buy someone a house here. pay someone's school fees here, pay someone's medical bill there, and it all makes you feel really great and happy, you know? Then like the small changes are gonna start to come. You know, maybe you're gonna get too big for your friends, your friend group. Your friend group might start looking at you a bit differently. They might stop suggesting certain restaurants to you, certain things to you, because you, for them, have become almost too big for them, you know? And then that's when the loneliness starts to come in, right? And there's only so much that you can buy to fulfill the selfish need of having materialistic things. So the first supercar was great. The fifth one was amazing. By the time you get to the 10th one, it's not going to feel the same. It's just going to be an expensive seat that'll get you from point A to point B. It's just an expensive seat, right? So then that's when the philosophical way of thinking about things come. And by the way, guys, never become a psychologist or a philosopher before you get rich, right? Because you want to make the money first. You want to have an ego. And then when you're already rich, to start philosophizing about how money is not going to make you happy, right? Because mostly rich people are going to tell you shit like that because they already had the money, right? And if you put a broke person and a rich person like this together, they say like broke people, you know, they can be more happy, they have friendships, they have more of a simple life, that they don't need the money. But I would say 90% of the time, if the broke person is going to switch places with the rich person, they're going to do it. They're going to do it. Even though they know that, you know, being simple is enough, they're going to switch most of the time. And the reason that is because our psychology as a human race has always just been to kind of chase and get better. Chase and get better. Like we can't just sit and be content. It's very difficult as like the way we're wired to just be happy and content. We always want more, more, and more. It's the same way like a dog is wired to catch a ball. If you throw a ball, the dog's gonna go for the ball. They're just wired that way. Human beings are just wired that way as well. We always just want to get more, more, and more. So you're never going to be satisfied. So understanding all of this in the beginning, whilst at the same time trying to acquire these things, is a very powerful mental place to be in. And you give yourself a lot more control that way over, you know, your finances, over everything. Because you start seeing yourself for the inefficiencies that you have, but very well knowing that God has blessed you with a brain that is capable of a lot of things. Right? We're capable of a lot of things, but we also have inefficiencies, greed, fear, you know, in trading, FOMO, over trading. Because you're only human at the end of the day, but like that having that balance changes the whole game. So I don't know, when you start thinking about things that way, I don't know how much enjoyment you're really gonna get from material things. It lasts for like a minute, then it's done. You see like this trade over here? Dopamine for like, how long was this? 1 minute. 1 minute I was happy and it's done. I was happy and now it's over. You know, is it worth it? I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it. But is eating McDonald's for that little bit of happiness worth it? I don't think it's worth it. You know, maybe you're gonna get excited about it because it's like, you know, fast food. But then after it's all said and done, you always think to yourself, man, why did I do that? Why did I eat that garbage? You know, but at the moment you really wanted it. And that's how those companies get you. They get you at your weakest, when you're too tired to cook, when you need a little to get a little satiated, you know, something nice. That's when they get you. That's when you go for the fast food. So next time you spend money, think about, how did they take my money? Next time you buy a McDonald's or whatever, think about it. How did they take your money? Because man, all this kind of like a mental model of thinking, it's relating exactly into the markets. Next time you lose a trade, think about it. How did the market take my money? And that's how, man, you're gonna elevate way beyond what you think you could. Because everything you're gonna learn in the market, you're gonna apply in literally every form of life. You know, whether you're running a business or whatever have you, because you understand the way that psychology works, you're gonna be able to really succeed in everything that you do. So you're not only becoming a profitable trader, you're just becoming a profitable human, a more efficient human. That's the way I would look at it. So you see that, man, you earn so much more than just chasing a signal, than just chasing quick wins, than just trying to break yourself out of unfortunate situation by needing to flip an account. You know, you're hindering yourself from so much more. So much more. It's like you're gonna take $500 now, or you're gonna take $1 million later. You know, and most people are gonna quickly take the 500 most of the time. Again, it's paradoxical because you want to secure something, but just so I can get my point across, you don't want to limit your abilities. So yeah, just take everything, whatever inspiration you can get from this. You're going to take NY? Need to leave for 10 minutes? Yeah, I'm thinking about NY. Or maybe just hang around for a bit. Yeah, you know, the annoying thing is like everything is paradoxical. So sometimes when you want to make a point, there's always a way to play the devil's advocate. It's an annoying thing about life. Because, you know, like the faster you realize that, I think the less stressful your life becomes. Because sometimes we really want to convince people that there's a right way of doing things. But you're not really here to save anybody. You know, you're just going to give your opinion, and some people resonate with it and then other people just don't. Yeah, this thing's pulling back up. At least it's moving now. I don't know if like I should hang around for a bit. Try and pop this thing back up. Maybe like 2%. How's the order flow looking? We're down heavily bearish, so... Do I consider adding reasons of losses in your journal? No, you know why I stopped doing that? Is because, again, there's always a reason to why you lost a trade. There's always going to be a reason why you lost a trade. So what I started instead doing was focusing on why I'm winning trades. Because I'm trying to win. I'm not trying to lose. I'm trying to, like, at the end of the day, win. So when you focus on why you're winning trades, you're going to learn a lot more than focusing on why you're losing trades. You know, but for example, right, if I took a loss over here, someone would just say it's an FEG. Correct? If I took a loss over here, someone would say it's a trendline bounce. So focus on why you're winning trades, not losing trades. Would you stay with me? At least the market's moving right now, so we can get more fluidity with the setups. Would you stay with me? Like, you know who the saddest guy that I think is in the industry sometimes? Man, I think TGR has sad eyes. You guys feel like he doesn't have, like, he kind of has sad eyes? Y'all all want that TGR lifestyle, huh? Want that TGR lifestyle. Man looks sad to me. He's one of the biggest, if not the biggest, retail guru. Right? Biggest retail gurus over here. Like his videos. He's got some nice lifestyle videos. But bro's got sad eyes. He's got those Mr. Beast eyes. I feel like Mr. Beast, he's the biggest YouTuber on the platform, but bro, Mr. Beast eyes looks like it looks flat. It looks flat over here. Looks flat. It's the biggest freaking YouTuber on the platform. Looks flat. You know why that is? And this is my theory why that is. It's because to make money and to be successful, it's not an enjoyable process. You have to be uncomfortable, right? You're always uncomfortable. Just because people have money doesn't mean like they don't have problems. You're always uncomfortable. And it's actually the saddest because the people who are high achievers, they never hit the ceiling. So they're always trying to get better and better, better. They never freaking hit the ceiling. Correct? They never hit the ceiling. So it's like every day you're just getting better. You're just getting better. Like that's all that you know is getting better. And that's why, you know, we're so good at what we do. That's why we're up here, 38%. Because every day we're just getting better. Getting better, getting better, getting better, getting better, getting better, getting better. That's all that it is. Like this guy over here, man, he puts a lot of work in making these videos too. And a part of you has to almost die to be able to be a version of TGR. A part of you will have to die. You know? So that's a price that you pay. And if you're willing to pay the price, then you will achieve everything that you wanted to achieve. Alright? Whatever it is that you want to achieve, you will achieve it eventually. But that's the price that you pay. Are you willing to pay that price? You know? I lost my relationships. I lost a lot of my... Well, my friends are my friends. They're always going to be my friends. When we link up, it's always like day one. I got a handful of pretty good friends. But I lost a lot, you know, at the same time. And I still continue to lose a lot. But that's a price that we're willing to pay for this thing, right? That's the price I'm willing to pay. Correct? So when you get your why right, the rest is easy. The rest is easy. Can't sit around feeling sorry for yourself. You can't sit around being the victim all the time. Oh, Vic called out 3 signals today and I took 3 losses. Big whoop, bro. I took the same 3 losses you did. I'm at break even. And I'm still planning on going. Oh, I took 3 losses on the stream. I'm never coming back here again. I'm gonna go stream hop now. Oh, this guy's having a good streak. Let me go to him. Loser. Weak mindset. I got 3 losses. I will continue to do what I am doing. Because discipline sucks. Making money sucks. But that's what you gotta do to make the money. That's what you gotta do to be successful. Even when you lose, in the face of failure, you come back and keep doing it again until you get better, until you get good enough to break through, you know? Like life, everything is a cluster. You're gonna have good streaks, you know, sometimes you're gonna have like a very good streak here. You see this? Pretty good streak. We had 13 win streak. And then sometimes it's going to be like a lot more choppy. This is just basically life. You know, sometimes it's easy. Everything's working out. And, you know, sometimes it gets difficult. And your freaking survival rate, everybody here in this chat today, your survival rate is 100%. Every hardship you have faced, you're still here today. You have 100% probability of surviving these periods. Correct? 100% probability. The question is whether to stop now, call it quits here, or to keep going. Everybody gonna come to this point in their life when they're doing something. Elon Musk came to it as well when he was building SpaceX. Literally everybody. You know, stop now or to keep going. The only way you're gonna keep going, and I'm not talking on some gamblers never quit shit. I'm talking about being a bit more organized with the risk that you're taking to get you to the destination. Amen. Amen, brother. There's a difference between that whole mentality of if you don't also have a stop loss, you can't lose a trade, to knowing that you're moving correctly and that you will eventually get there. And like some people can't see that. So don't make your problems other people's problems. And by that I mean, sometimes when you tell people about what you're trying to achieve, they're gonna reflect on you that you can't achieve it and say, you know, why don't you go get a real job? Or why don't you be a little bit more realistic? You know, don't make your problems other people's problems by telling them that, because I don't know why people do that, but they just do. They just do. No one supported me in my journey. Not a single person. Man, you know what? When I told my dad that I was trading, and I'm like, hey dad, you know, I'm at uni right now, everything is going good, classes are going good. Hey, you know, I'm trying this new trading thing out. I'm thinking about, you know, making maybe a little bit of side money or stuff on the side, whatever. You know what his response was? Bro didn't even reply. He didn't even reply to that. But that silence spoke volumes. He didn't reply to that, but silence spoke volumes, bro. I was like, okay. Yeah, you know, no one's gonna pat you on the back. People don't want you to succeed as much as you think they do. You gotta lock in. And that source of energy is what's gonna drive you. That need to prove people wrong and then eventually doing it, man, it drives you, because it's not driving because you're proving them wrong. It's driving because you're proving them that they can achieve anything that they set their mind to. You know, just to show someone that, oh, you think it's not possible? Watch me. And then that satisfaction you get from showing someone it's possible is so good. They say, there's this really nice quote I like, which goes that I helped a man climb a mountain only to realize that I myself had reached the top. That's some bars. Can I get an amen in the chat for that one? As we wait for the setup here. Get an amen in the chat for that one. Amen, brother. Amen. It's very good. The goal is to be independent, not to have a supercar. Yes. You know what's better than a supercar? Money in the bank is better than a supercar. Financial security is better than a supercar. A supercar, you'll feel good every once in a while. Every once in a while, you'll be like, oh, you know, I got a supercar over here. Let me go take it for a drive. You gotta feel good about it. But you always gonna feel better knowing that your family is protected in case of anything. And you are also protected in case of anything. Because you know what? Money is never gonna leave you. Like the way a relationship can leave you. You know, people are afraid of dying alone. You're not gonna die alone. You're gonna just leave. You're gonna reinvent yourself. That's what you're gonna do. Because once you have the financial freedom to do so, you just reinvent yourself. Right? You know why a lot of men have midlife crisis? When they're like in their 40s, 50s. Is because maybe they live their whole life for somebody else. To later realize that, hey, I'm gonna reinvent myself. You know, I have all this money now that I'm thinking, you know, I don't have these commitments as much as I used to. And they're going to start looking at ways to reinvent themselves. Right? So what may look like a midlife crisis from the outside is just a man reinventing himself. Understanding that he's lived his whole life for somebody else, and now he's at a point where he can live it for himself. It comes with age, because most of the time in society, the way we look at progress is when you're in your 40s, 50s, you're supposed to be a little bit more wealthy. You're supposed to have a little bit more money. So when you start learning these lessons at an earlier age, you stop making those mistakes most people make. You know what I mean? Like your goal right now, just because you're in your 30s and your friends and everybody's getting married and everybody has kids, your goal is not to get married and have kids. My advice, mainly to men, use your 30s to grind. If you're still not where you want to be in your 30s, keep grinding. Just keep grinding till you get to where you need to be. Because you know, as a man, it works a bit differently. You know, as a woman, they gotta get in early. You gotta get in early. But as a man, bro, you cannot afford a woman if you cannot afford to take care of yourself properly. Because what's gonna happen is gonna be a lot of anxiety. There's gonna be a lot of there's just not gonna be a good balance. You know, even the Bible says it itself. In the Bible, I was reading Genesis, and in the Bible, even God said the woman is gonna be for the man. You know, because like Adam and Eve in the story, when Eve brought the forbidden fruit to Adam, and Adam, the way it seemed like he didn't know this. He didn't know it was a forbidden fruit. He's just like thinking he's gonna eat any fruit. So when God came, he was calling out, Adam, Eve, and then they were hiding. And then it's like, why are you hiding? And then Adam said, because I was naked, right? Then God was like, how'd you know you're naked? And then he said, did you eat from the tree of knowledge? And it said, yeah, Eve brought the fruit, and we ate it. And then God started realizing, man, like human beings are gonna be like not following rules, right? And then he started making up all these rules, and part of the rules were like the woman was supposed to be for the man, right? So in a sense, I don't want to step on anybody's toes here, but you gotta be on top. You can't be equal. Like 50-50 doesn't work in a man-woman relationship, right? It doesn't work. You've got to be the breadwinner for things to work properly. Trust me on that. You're gonna avoid so many headaches. Because if you think you're 50-50, man, you're gonna have so many headaches. But if you're a clear breadwinner and you have your shit together, it just works. It just flows so much better. So if you're a brokey, the last thing you need is a woman in your life. A woman can help you build, but bro, get your shit together. Get your shit together first, and then everything will just flow. So don't worry about people. You know, divorce rates are pretty high. Don't worry about people getting married and all of these things. Focus on yourself. Focus on yourself. Don't also waste that woman's time by being weak. Because man, they're gonna hate you. They're gonna waste their time like that. Am I right? I'm looking for potential sell over here. I'm just waiting for this thing to kind of like pop up a bit. Man, they're gonna hate you. They're gonna waste their time. Don't waste their time. Don't waste your time. How much percent do I risk a trade? 2%, maybe 2.5%. Gotta be like Leonardo DiCaprio. You know Leonardo DiCaprio, what he says? He's such a high value man. In all of Leonardo DiCaprio's relationships, he always breaks up with a girl as soon as they hit 25 years old. It's so wild. So wild. By the time they're 25, Leo dumps the girl. Because it's a high value individual. It's a high value individual. Know your value. The last thing we need is emasculated men. Nothing is more depressive than an emasculated man. I've seen it happen to people. When they're emasculated and then the woman is controlling more the relationship. They say, bro, it's so hard to watch. It's so hard to watch, bro. And then having to dig yourself out of that after being comfortable, being below, and then having to dig yourself back up above. It just is not easy, and there's a lot of turmoil. So that's why, like, I was reading the Bible, and man, like, these things are written in there. It's written. And literally the first chapter over there of Genesis. It's written in there. Did you know Krept and Conan, the song Don't Waste My Time? No. But I know J. Cole, Don't Save Her. So you decided not to go to uni after all? I did do it. I got a degree and everything. You must never drop out of uni just to pursue risky endeavors. Like, if you can do both, I would just suggest you do both. Until the hobby starts paying. We're starting to get beautiful rejections on the 5-minute over here too. Bro, I was so, because the reason I'm saying all of this stuff is, in the first year, I was such an emasculated man. Looking back at it now, it was such, and it's something that a lot of people still deal with today. It was such an eye-opener. I was so emasculated, it was crazy. I was a brokey. I had a high value woman in my life. Women, they get with men because of the men that they could be. Maybe not necessarily because of the men they are currently, but the men that they can potentially be. So I had a high value female that I could not, that I maybe did not deserve as a man because I had not done the inner work. So it heavily emasculated me. And it made me become less of a man. Until I did what needed to be done. And now you become unshakable once you do what needs to be done. Now you're unshakable. And trust me, they will appreciate it. They will thank you for it. They will thank you for it. You'll say, oh, you don't have to work. Don't work. Stay at home. I don't expect you to work. I expect me to work. If I don't work and I don't bring the bread in, I fail. I don't expect you to work. I expect you to stay at home, take care of what needs to be taken care of, make the home a home. Without a female, you're probably gonna live in a bat cave. Let's be honest, like a Batman style apartment. Just make the home. I'll take care of everything else. When I wake up one morning and I say we're moving to Korea, I don't expect you to backtalk me. We are moving to Korea. Why? Because I'm the one financing the whole thing. We'll move to Korea and we'll build a new home in Korea. If we're going to move to Hawaii, we're going to move to Hawaii. I don't want to hear about, about my parents. I like to live close to them and all of these things. No. The whole idea of this thing is that your parents are going to give you to me and I'm going to take care of you. So if we're moving to Hawaii, we're moving to Hawaii. I have a friend. He's a doctor from the UK. And I'm like, man, he had a freaking perfect relationship. Him and his girlfriend were both doctors, right? 50-50. 50-50. They were both doctors. I'm like, bro, what happened? How are you guys still not together? This is a perfect relationship. You're both going to be wealthy. You're both smart. You're both doctors. And then he says, oh, she didn't want to move to the country that I live in now. Like, bro, you broke up because your woman didn't want to move with you to this country, which is even a better country? I'm like, insane. You see how fragile it is? So fragile. The perfect couple, both doctors, making money. And the reason it didn't work out is because the woman didn't want to move to the country the man wanted to. Let's say he moved here. He moved here, we're driving around the place. He's like, oh, you know, I own this apartment over here. I have this 2 other Airbnbs over here. You know, he has a pretty nice car. I'm like, bro, what is this woman thinking? If I was a man, I would have come with you. I would have come with you. I would move with you, sir. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? But you know, life never ceases to amaze me. That's why, like, these simple foundations, they just work. When you have a foundation, it just works. You know, none of this all woke shit. A lot of woke things are going on around that just don't work. That's why our grandparents, they had relationships for so much longer than people have relationships now, because things were a bit more clean cut as well back in the day, correct? Your grandparents. Nowadays, everybody gonna be in a relationship for like a few months. Shall we wait for the 5-minute close? I'm looking at this as a potential liquidity grab here, then a break below support. Maybe like get like a sell over here. How do you use your footprint? Footprint, it just shows you the amount of sellers and buyers in the market. Like right now, there's a lot more sellers in. I'm DM'd you 2 songs today, Vic. When you're chilling, blast them on a good stereo. All right. Yeah, send them over. As long as it's North Korea. Hey, Brent Jones, thank you for the sub, man. Still hoping we can get like a fake out somewhere around here. You're no longer with her? It's kind of complicated. She's seen me at my weakest and she's seen me at my strongest. So yeah, gonna take some time, you know. Gonna take some time for some of these new thinking modes to hit. Women don't like it when we talk like this. They're gonna say, oh, he's a misogynist. Oh yeah, they talk bad about women. But at the same time, they enjoy the idea of spending more time with the kids, sitting at home, you know. Also, maybe not having to work on some days. You know, you're getting out from bed and you're going to your 9 to 5, and you kind of like women gonna fantasize about not having to work and having everything provided for them, like it's been naturally throughout the whole of human existence. And it's what do you call two-sided? It's, I don't know what it's called, like two-sided. They got like this two-sided thing. So yeah, I think you got to be very clear about the way you move in life, you know. Just the way, like, you got to be clear in the market. The market doesn't like hesitation. Correct? It doesn't like hesitation. So you got to know exactly what it is that you're trying to build for your life. Correct? Like, the universe doesn't like hesitation. You can't say, oh, I want to be a millionaire, but at the same time, oh, I like my 9 to 5 job. You know, you're sending like these kind of false signals. So you got to be very clear about things. There's going to be a lot less problems. The problem a lot of the time is people are not good at having hard conversations. We like to avoid the hard conversations. You see prices breaking above here, but I don't want to take a buy I would still love to take a sell. The issue is it's coming back into the range here. But you see, it's playing out for the buyers. It's kind of annoying, but yeah, I guess we just gotta keep waiting. Yeah, but you know, that's what I'm saying. A lot of problems that come from a lack of communication. Don't be afraid to say your thought. I'm online a lot of the time. I'm gonna say things sometimes which might not be 100% correct, because obviously, you know, we're streaming here and I'm continuously talking. Sometimes I'm gonna say some things that might step on people's toes or believe so, etc. But your goal is not to cater for their maybe lack of openness to different thoughts. So you must just say things the way they are. It's just the same way as understanding that if you're not profitable, say it. Look at yourself in the mirror and have that hard conversation with yourself. Vic, I'm not. You know, you gotta look at yourself and say, Vic, you're not profitable. You look at yourself in the mirror. Say, Vic, you're not profitable. You think a big account's gonna make you profitable. You think a funded account's gonna make you profitable. You think when your account size is this amount, it's gonna make you profitable. The reality is, you're not profitable. And that's okay. We're gonna work on that. And we're gonna get there. Right? Very important. Have you guys ever heard of this? There are two forms of mirrors you can look at yourself. You have one mirror, it's called the true mirror. And most of the mirrors that I think we have in our households, these are inverted mirrors. They're not like true mirrors. So the thing about a true mirror is you can actually have a conversation with yourself, right? It's just a lot cheaper. Like down the line, we found like ways to make the mirror cheaper to produce. So we started having like these inverted mirrors. But if you ever look at yourself in a true mirror, what a true mirror shows you is how other people see you in a true mirror. Now, the thing about a true mirror is some people can't look at that mirror because it's showing exactly how some people are going to look at you. You know, that's a true mirror. And then these other inverted mirrors, it almost feels like, yeah, you can see yourself, but it's not the way that it's actually people are going to be seeing you with all of your energy, you know, with all of your flaws and everything. A true mirror shows you more of that. So, you know, if you can invest in a true mirror, I think that would be pretty cool. Some people can't look into it because it's too real. It's how other people see you. And it's because the way your brain and the way your eyes work is like it's so interesting. Like if you even watch these little trick things on social media where they show you like, look at this red dot and then your mind fills in the blanks. It's incredible what your mind does, even without even being able to control certain aspects of it. There's this red dot mind trick I was watching yesterday, where there was like a red dot in the middle. Yeah, I think this is it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. This is it. There was a red dot in the middle. Oh, damn, my freaking light went off here. Dude, it stays on. There's a red dot here in the middle. And the longer you look in the middle of this red dot, you see these normal faces. They start to look like, let me send you all the link. Try it out. Try it on your phone right now. they're gonna look like they're gonna look different. Try it out, chat. Try it out. They're gonna look different. They're gonna look, and you can't control that. It is insane that even if you try and control it, these are all perfectly normal faces. Keep your eyes on the red dot. Your mind will create monsters. Like, even if you try and control it, you can't control it because your mind is just filling in the blanks. Right? It's like magic. It's like magic. Because we always want to control everything. But only when you seize and let go of that control, things start to flow a little better. Just like in trading, you know, like we always want to control everything. We try to our best of our abilities. But sometimes when you let go, it just works. It just works the way it's supposed to work, I guess. See, because right now I'm up $130. I've taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades. So it's a fine balance with controlling and letting go. Accepting the outcome. Accepting the outcome, that flow. But yeah, watch that video there. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, some things in life you just won't be able to control. So you gotta find other modes. I think that's why some people get discouraged in the market when they come and look for something like a 1 + 1 = 2, and they can never seem to find that strategy or that, you know, yeah, that approach. Because it would be beautiful for it to always be 1 + 1 = 2 every day, but it's not the case. In hindsight, it looks like 1 + 1 = 2, but to keep that consistency and profitability, you have to be willing to flow with the variables and how like everything's shifting from time to time. Maybe you get a liquidity grab here, something changes. Like, you know, this morning, for example, I was looking for buys, and then quickly everything shifted to sells. And then being able to see that and then act on that quickly, that's the flow we're talking about. You know, and then also not being too afraid to take the risk. You see, like here, being down already, man, I was at my limit. If I took one more loss, I would be down on the day negative yeah, about negative 10%. I'll be down negative 10%. Imagine. If I took that loss, I would be down negative 10%. Chat. Negative 10%. And look at where we are now. Break even. I'm gonna journal. Yeah, I've not forgotten to journal. I'm gonna journal. It's because I'm not done here. I'm still waiting. Follow the process. Exactly, Ricardo. Follow the process. I know I could still be down. If I'm still looking for a trade in principle, I could take a losing trade and move from $130 profit to negative 2%. But we accept the risk. And it's the same acceptance that has gotten me back to break even. Now I'm thinking about a buy here, but the problem is we don't have enough buyer aggression. So gotta wait a little bit. What was my major in uni? Anthropology. I've always been interested in people and the way people think. Doesn't mean I'm great with people. I might be the super more introvert, but you're gonna learn a lot about human psychology when you give yourself space to think. A lot of people don't give themselves enough space to think. I got one friend, it's kind of cute. He can never be alone. Man, this one guy, he knows the whole freaking town. He said, oh, this that guy who works at this company. Oh, this guy who works at this company. Oh, that's that kid. And he's like super smart. He's super social. But his downfall is that he can never take a moment for himself to build something because he's always too extroverted, right? So he's never gonna have the patience enough to learn a new skill, for example. Like, because the psychological makeup is just not one for, at the moment, for building like a business. Like he's too extrovert. He's too extrovert. Like some people can do it 100%, but I feel like the greatest traders are like, don't you guys feel like that too? Like the greatest traders are usually going to be the introverted ones. The quiet ones, a bit like weird ones, antisocial ones. That's my perspective of most of them. Even Lambo Raul is like a good example. Like people look up to that guy too, but dude, Lambo Raul I remember Lambo Raul in 2020, pretty introverted guy. His first car was, I think it was like a Porsche 911 that like another mentor of mine was encouraging him to buy. Because at the time, like he was a very, even now you can see it, like you can just tell by mannerisms of people. You just get good at reading people, correct? Like getting a very good idea about them. Like now he's gotten a little bit more 100% more confident, but in 2020 the guy was very to himself. Like you're gonna see a lot with these people. You can just tell. It takes a certain amount of locking in to achieve a lot of things. I promise you, like losing my weight from 82 kg down to what is now 70 kg would not have been possible if I couldn't for 3 months avoid eating out, avoid partying, avoid meeting people. It would not be possible because I'm a very social person. Like in terms of when we actually meet, I want to do things, you know, I want to have that beer with you. I want to have that meal with you. It would not be possible if I couldn't lock myself in for 3 months and say, hey, I even had this message with my buddy here. I said, next time you see me, I'm going to be shredded or I'm going to be lean, right? Because last time I met him, he said, Vic, you're growing a pot. You're growing a belly pot, a pot belly. I'm like, damn, I am growing a pot belly. Then I told him the next time we see us, I'm going to be lean. And I'm meeting him on Friday. I'm meeting him on Friday after 3 months. Every time I meet this guy, there's always something new going on in my life. I'm either gonna lose like a lot of weight, I'm either gonna have like a new project, I'm either gonna have this going on. Every time that we meet. How awesome is that? You all are meeting your friends every weekend, talking about the same dumb shit. You can't motivate each other like that. Man, I'm gonna meet him this Friday. I'm gonna say, you know, and I tell him about it. He said, bro, I'm 84 kg right now. I'm trying to get down when I'm done with, he's currently doing like a degree, right? Because he's getting all the degrees for work and everything, right? I'm like, bro, I got you. Don't even worry. I got you. You're 84 kg. Let's sit down on Friday, have a beer. I'll give you the game plan. Because that's the kind of friend I am. Instead of shooting shit all the time, I'm thinking, how are we making money? Okay, we're not making money. How are we getting better? What are we doing? You know, what's changed? What's moving? What's not moving? I tell him, bro, I got you. Which way did you lose, bro? Nothing to nothing. What do you mean nothing to nothing? How do you get the bubbles on the TV? You gotta go take a bubble bath. You gotta get in the tub with your MacBook or your computer, your laptop, and put on some bubbles, and then you're gonna have the bubbles. Nah, it's called exo charts. It's called exo charts. Last time some guy was coming onto the stream. Holy. Yeah, we're still waiting here for an entry signal. I think this was news. Something is popping off right now. Last time someone came onto the stream and I wouldn't tell them what the bubbles were, and he started complaining and crying and saying I'm the worst streamer ever and I don't help anybody. And I told him what the bubbles were, but I think even then it didn't help him. Because this only works when you have a strategy. If you don't have a strategy, order flow is not going to work. It's not enough just to know. Looks like you're going to break out soon? Yes. Yeah, I just signed up at ExoCharts, but I just can't open the Exo web chart. Download the desktop version. It's a desktop version. Yeah, boys, we're waiting over here. You know, like the thing is, there's no sell signal yet. So we gotta wait. Thank you. Trump, Iran is all talk and no action. They've taken too long to negotiate a deal. Now they will have to pay the price. Let's go. Let's go. Let them pay the price, Trump. I'm here. I'm sitting in the office. I'm ready to go to work. Let them pay the price. Just give me the entry. I'm here. We're at the office. Let's go on his Truth Social and see this. Iran's military is a complete and total mess. Much of it, like their navy and air force, doesn't even exist anymore. They have been completely defeated. Iran is all talk and no action. The bully of the Middle East is dead. They've taken too long to negotiate a deal that would have been great for them. Now they will have to pay the price. Very good. 2 minutes ago. Very good. Very good. Let's go down. You see, this is what I'm talking about, chat. Like, for me personally, it doesn't make sense why we had not been moving here. Like, it took way too freaking long to get this sell. Correct? It just doesn't make sense. Like, this should be an easy day. I should be up right now, even 5%, 7%. Is that Trump and Iran, they've taken too long to negotiate a deal? It should be an easy day. I don't know why it's fluctuating so much. And you know, the fluctuations have begun from the pre-London. Why can't we sell that entry zone? Because price was moving up at the time. Analysis for CPI. Let's see. We're expecting an increase 0.4 to 0.3%. So we're expecting bad numbers for the dollar. Bad numbers for the dollar. So that means bullish gold during 8:30. But you see, we still have the macros at play. So this kind of be like a small event for now. We're mainly looking at this tension. But yeah, essentially we should be seeing a bullish gold for CPI. I want to take a sell at the break of these lows, but we don't have enough structure. Oh, whoa, wait, did oh no, okay, wow, I thought we just had like a sweep of these lows. It's really frustrating because the market is clearly moving, but it's doing like V-shaped reversals. When it gets set up like in a situation like this, it breaks the highs instead of breaking the lows. And there's so much potential for a move, but it's just not lining up. Oh man, New York opens in basically an hour, right? Basically one more hour. Maybe I'm gonna give it like maybe give it one more hour. I need pips. I need pips. I need pips. Trump might be saying stuff so that when they announce a peace deal, that only these guys are in bias. He's already stuck in for sure. I mean, they're gonna plan this over the weekend on Fridays. They know most likely what they're gonna do, unless they're in a phase of resetting up, because Trump likes to reset up on Fridays. And then because, you know, it's like on Friday, market's about to close, so they can take advantage of that market open. So you get stuck in on maybe like a Friday or Thursday, and then have an announcement on over the weekend. Yeah, I got a feeling he's gonna do it. There's money to be made.
Don't even need no conversation. The way we're moving is a situation. Girl, we connected like a constellation. Two stars on the floor tonight. Stars on the floor tonight. It's automatic. I feel it too. It's like telepathy.
I had the volume up pretty loud. I didn't even know it on stream. The music. I didn't realize. On gold. I think it's pulling up for the setup though. It's nice because our hourly is pulling up here. It's like looking like a doji. And it sets up here and then continuation to the downside. How long do y'all look at charts on average, would you say, in a day? How many hours? Today is a long day for me. I think I clocked in now 4 hours. Because we got a war going on. Man's trying to make some money. Problem is, it's a lot of hours for the amount of money I'm about to make. Unless I get a bomber clot. If I can get a bomber clot like the previous trade we took, then that would be nice. That would be really nice. But I'm going to be looking for around maybe 2.5%. That's what I want to get. 2 or 2.5%. Yeah, we gotta be happy. Usually 2 hour break between each 3 hours. So how many breaks do you got in a day? Oh, 6 hours. Oh, okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So crazy. How much waiting today through these V-shaped reversals. Is getting ready. Slowly but surely. This is most likely the section we're gonna build on, right over here, before we get any potential entry. It's a good thing I secured my profit right here. That I didn't get greedy with it. Imagine that. Imagine I got greedy with it and wanted to make, let's say, maybe like 2%. That means I would have to hold a bit longer. Over here. I would have hit my break even. And I would still be down. Negative, I don't know. I can't even remember how much I was down. They're like negative 7%. Negative 8%. How much was I even down? 6%? 7%? Can't remember. May get a potential entry here. Gotta see the way it where it kind of like structures itself. I'll try it, give it a shot here. Give it a shot, Bob. I see the setup. I see setting up. I was down 3,300. Oh, if I was down 3,300, then that means I was down 6.6%. Oh yeah, you're right. Because we made back some profit on that last move. Around 3,000. Do you think CPI will be bullish or bearish? Bullish for gold. It might be the reason why we're hovering around around this area here. Have you all played Gears of War? My brother just sent me a link to, I think, a trailer of maybe a new Gears of War that's coming out. Talking about playing this game. Looks like a fun multiplayer game. Gears of War, yeah. Oh, nice. So many sick games are coming out. Can't wait for Blade. Alright, so lock in, guys. Volume's coming in here. We just got a small rejection, fat rejection. We're getting a bit of volatility over here. Watch out, we might be seeing the continuation since it's set up now. Oh, baby, yeah! Oh, thank you, Trump. Thank you. And that's how we do it, baby. I told you, just be patient. Wait. Wait for Uncle Vic. Uncle Vic has been down these streets. Uncle Vic knows when it's time to trade and when it's time to wait. And man, we waited today. We did our fair share of waiting today. And now I'm happy. Now I am happy. There we go. W's in their shot. W's in their shot. Let's get it. Let's get it, boys. Man, how beautiful is that? Man, I told you. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out, watch out, watch out. You can see the fluctuation on the candlesticks. That's the thing. They're going to give you a hint of when it's time to like really go, but you can see the setup was formed up what we're waiting for. All of this was V-shaped reversals until we actually got the setup right there. And you see how the market even knows this. It knows when there's a setup almost. It got stuck in, baby. Let's get it. I kind of like the vocals on this track. Let me see if I can find them. I don't hear, yeah, this one. This got the vocals in there. It's kind of nice. W's in their shot. Without you, I don't wanna go. I don't wanna go. I don't wanna leave without you. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It's very good. You know what I love about the Bible is when God was making the earth, he said God created dark, and then he saw that, then he created light, and he saw that light was good. Then God created the seas, and then he decided he's gonna create the land, and then he saw the land was good. Then God created the animals, and he saw that the animals were good. And then God created mankind, and he saw mankind was good. Then created the stars. The stars he saw were very good. So man, just like, you know, we talk about it here, it's very good. Everything we do here it's all is good. I like how simple that was, you know, like how they simply put it there in the Bible. He created stuff and he said he saw it was good. We waited today, and that was good. We're fucking up the planet? Yes, sir. Well, you know, that was before he knew what mankind was capable of. And then he said, Noah, build an ark. I will flood this planet, for man is destroying it. Build an ark, take your family with you, take 2 of each animal. And then he did it. And then he promised after the floods that he was never gonna do it again. He said he's never gonna destroy the earth like that again. But even he got tired. Even God at some point was like, damn man, these humans, what's wrong with them? I create them in my image, and then they got all this free will and they're fucking shit up. But at the end of the day, the Bible is like there as an interpretation. You understand? So I think it helps people to believe in something. I know it sounds like fairy tales, but imagine if it was real, right? That's insane. That means like space doesn't really exist, and everything above us is like that firmament thing. Like it's just water. Because in the Bible it's written like it's 2 seas being separated. The sea above, which is the vault, it's supposed to be a vault. And then seas below. So if it was real, that would be insane. We are genetically modified? Yes, I believe that too. I believe that too. Because we're so different from all species and animals. Like, there's no species which even evolves as fast as a human does. We're definitely having some sort of like genetic advantages that are unnatural. And it's, you know, we're the only mammal which can die giving birth, even. I think it's written in the Bible too. Yeah, it's written in the Bible. God said he was gonna make childbearing as a punishment, painful as hell. And then as a punishment to the snakes, the serpent, he was gonna make him crawl on his belly and eat all of the earth dust. But it's, yeah, kind of unnatural for sure. Only mammal which actually can die. I think, what's the statistics? 1 out of every 5 women die in giving child's birth. Yeah, you're never going to see a cow die from giving birth. That trade you took was not so obvious. You're really good at this. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Eunice. We had the confirmation over here, but you know, it just took time. It just took time. Because, you know, it only like these moves, sometimes when you got like this V-shape, they're so hard to catch. They're a little unpredictable. But when you finally get a little bit of structure and markets slow down, that is like easy for everybody. Or at least if you know what you're looking for to catch. But it's quite interesting because you can see since we started streaming here, market generally hasn't gone anywhere. We're still kind of holding this level here. We got resistance, we got support, and I think it's waiting for news now because we got 30 minutes to New York Open, then we got core CPI, so I think it's actually news. But watch out for more volatile moves. Watch out for a lot more moves like this. We got over here, and then we got like over here. All right, let's finally go and journal this. Let's journal the day's PNL here. So now we're up on the day. We are up on the day 4.27%. We're up on the day. I'm just gonna consolidate it all in there because, man, it's too much journaling to do. It took like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades. So 725. Yeah, so that puts us at 42.28% on the month over here. I don't want to go, I don't want to leave without you. All right, chat, I'm gonna head out here. Successful day. W's in the chat. We came, we saw, we conquered. And tomorrow we go again. Adios. Adios. Take care, everybody. Love.
So